as our tale opens with Koushi Nagumo is shown to us in his most dreadful state. His father abandons him for no apparent reason while his entire house burns down. Koushi is currently alone by himself. He must spend some time by himself on the street. He has no food or a place to live. After some time, Koushi meets Mineru Wachi, a goddess with a seductive personality, who offers him a job and a room in her dorm to dwell in. When Koushi gets to the dorm, she runs upon a number of girls. Then Mineru takes him to a chair and identifies herself as the dorm manager for Goddess, a location where Seikan Women's University female students reside. The girls are introduced to Koushi. Kira Senchu, Serene Hasumi, Freya, and Aiden Satan are their names. Koushi is given a position at the dorm by Mineru because she recognizes his ability. Aiden moves out after not taking this well. She can't accept Koushi because she fears males. Koushi decides to depart instead of letting Aiden move out because he feels horrible about it. Due to his lack of a residence, Koushi must sleep on a bench outside. As soon as Aiden recognizes him as a decent person, he welcomes him back to the hostel. As Koushi begins to clean the dorm rooms, he quickly learns that this particular dorm has a reputation for being troublesome. A minor who frequently engages in bizarre experiments and costumes. Furthermore, Koushi finds it quite uncomfortable as the girls are frequently completely naked. Curia stumbles into Koushi's room from her floor. She appears to have damaged the floor after becoming very enthused about a manga she was reading. Koushi refuses to share a room with Curia and instead flees. Later on in the day, Serene offers to fix the floor in exchange for Koushi becoming her servant. Koushi complies because he's almost asleep, and Serene kisses him. Koushi wakes up puzzled, believing it was all a crazy dream. Aina and Koushi go shopping, and she feels a little envious of how close to the other girls he has become. By feigning sisterhood to the two odd men, Koushi is able to save her. That makes Aina very happy, and she requests that Koushi call her sister. The other girls want to join in and taunt Koushi when they hear Koushi refer to Aiden as her sister. The dorm ladies begin fighting to prove they are the finest big sister, and Frey even disguises Koushi as a female. He begins to receive taunts from everyone, and Koushi is forced to put up with them. Additionally, Mineru tries to use him to test her new remedy. Even though all the girls behave strangely, Koushi is content that he now lives in his own neighborhood. After a while, Mineru and Freya made it known that they had enrolled Koushi in middle school. When Koushi arrives at school, his old friend Tsudiya Koroya greets him. After Koushi's home burned down, Tsudiya was extremely concerned about him, but she is now relieved that he is back. The two appear to still be feeling something for one another, and Surya almost gave Koushi a brief minute alone with her. Susha considers Koushi and expresses her delight that he has returned to school. Koushi reassures Susha that the females in his room are all normal when she subsequently insists on meeting them. When they enter the hostel, Mineru is standing next to her lab coat practically completely naked while Freya is dressed as an exotic bunny girl. The fact that Koushi is residing with the females infuriates Surya, who is quite enraged with them. The girls all came to the realization that Surya is so envious because she had feelings for Koushi. Koushi's room is the first stop on Surya's extensive tour of the entire dorm. Aina joins them as well and shares their desire to explore. Susha becomes enraged by this and begins to rant at Koushi out of jealousy. They later attempt to enter Miner's room but are prevented from doing so because of deadly fumes left over from all of her experiments. Susha is alarmed because Mineru is the subject of rumors at her school. She has heard tales about a dangerous woman who does bizarre experiments in her home. Even worse, Susha discovers Kurishi and Karia naked. She demands to know if the females view Koushi as a brother or if they have romantic feelings for him because she is furious. Susha flees after the girls are unable to come up with an answer. Freya sends Koushi since Karia and Itana forgot to bring their meal. Koushi must dress like a female because the academy is a school exclusively for girls. He is captured shortly after arrival, and Itana must rescue him. They must change clothes because they become wet while fleeing. When Koushi notices her bare chest, they both feel extremely humiliated. Aiden comes up with the notion for them all to take a trip after they get home. And Tsudiya is invited by the girls. Siren possesses unique abilities that originate from the moon. She is therefore reluctant to take a vacation that takes her far from her source of power. The girls start devising a strategy to put her at ease, including Koushi. They purchase for her specific moon products like gems and an umbrella. Serene visits Koushi's room at night and gives him a kiss while he sleeps. When the girls and Koushi reach the hotel, their IDR explains that she devised this trip as a way to make amends to Surya. Aitni is then encountered by Koushi as she is sprinting after running into the hotel. Koushi and Aitni become frightened after spotting a strange person in the shadows. They locate a secure location and share a tender moment. Aitni apologizes for being such a dreck and vows to be Koushi's best big sister ever. Koushi notices how gorgeous she is as she leans in. When Mineru and Serene quickly show up, they break up Aitni and Koushi's kiss. Aitni is enraged, and the embarrassment makes her move clumsily. The group gets ready to leave for home the next morning, but Freya is still dissatisfied with her holiday. The girls and Koushi decide to head to the beach because she wants more. Aitni and Susha are trying to speak, but they are cut off. Still struggling to comprehend her feelings for Koushi, Aitna believes she merely wants to be his big sister. Koushi is still unsure of his connection to Aitna while the gang is at the beach. When Surya is on the verge of drowning, Koushi sends Karya to help. After saving Athena from strange men once more, Koushi comes to the realization that he is to blame for her lack of fear of men. Susha continues by apologizing to Karya and Aitna. She even acknowledges that she was really envious, but she has since come to understand that the females simply see Koushi as a brother. Koushi begins to behave strangely once they get back from their trip. Koushi is told by Freya that a cosplay convention will make him feel better. Once they show up, it's time to choose costumes. Freya recalls all the ridiculous outfits Koushi has worn. As Freya enters the changing rooms completely naked, they almost experience a passionate moment. She is expelled by Koushi, and then they both don their costumes. They are dressed like two warriors this time, and they even have swords. They quickly start using swords in combat. Later, when the university where the girl attends a special event, Mineru begins to sell her aphrodisiacs. Koushi and Susha are able to evade it, and Susha enters the contest as a professional cosplayer. Soon after having a drink, Koushi begins to behave differently. In reality, he assaults Karya and Athena. He quickly goes back to normal, but it is discovered that all he consumed was water, indicating that he was acting independently. The Occult Research Society soon arrives to capture Serene in order to do experiments on her abilities, but they are duped by the aphrodisiac. At the event, this produces panic and embarrassment. Karya is given the responsibility of planning a holiday gathering at her family's dojo. Aitana ends up in bed as a result of an unpleasant incident involving Koushi and Aitna in the shower. In order to plan the celebration, Pushi, Kuraya, and Freya go shopping together. In addition, Pushi and Kuraya practice karate at her dojo while Freya completes the Christmas clothes. The clothing is shown by Freya, and it is incredibly alluring. Kuraya and Fushi were about to kiss when Serene intervened. Miner who purchases a kotatsu, a unique table resembling a futon. The girls all had fun with it. During their time together, Koushi unintentionally brushes Tusha's knickers, upsetting both her and the other girls. Serene's room is in complete disarray. She actually hits Koushi after falling out of her window. As Koushi keeps cleaning, he soon discovers Freya's suit, which is completely disorganized and covered in cosplay costumes. When Aiden tries to look around Serene's room, it is completely occupied with her belongings. Her wardrobe is so fully stocked that it can hardly keep up. A superhuman potion is consumed later in the day by Mineru, Serene, and Aiden, who all pass out on top of Koushi. Due to the impending New Year's celebration, Koushi wants to plan a massive supper for all of his pals. Koushi begins to suffer a little from the harsh cold, so Aiden sends him gloves as a gift. Koushi goes grocery shopping, but he quickly collapses due to a fever. All of the females work to cure Koushi's illness and assist him. As soon as his symptoms begin to improve, Koushi decides to take a hot bath, but Freya and Serene decide to join him. They begin massaging his shoulders, but Koushi bolts. Karya, who he encounters by chance, gives him cold medicine. Aiden wants to prepare a special rice dish for the entire group, but Freya wrecks it by adding explosive substances to it. Koushi feels much worse as a huge explosion strikes the dorm. Aitana decides to spend the full night with Koushi to help treat his fever after realizing that he is actually not doing well. Athena tells Koushi that she is delighted to have him in her life as she falls asleep. Koushi fully recovers the following day and joins the other females for a shopping trip. Additionally, he is now donning the gloves that Athena fashioned for him. The last. We appreciate you watching the video. To receive new anime recaps, just like this one, subscribe and click the bell symbol.